Hello in Waidmannsheil. This is the Alchemy Kitchen, and this is one of the first of many videos I'll be uploading concerning hunting in Germany. So in this video, I'm just going to take you a bit of a walkthrough of my basic work I do on a hunting revier here, and you're going to see a few videos of me harvesting a wildschwein, a wild boar. So viewer discretion is advised, blah, blah, blah. There are a couple animals being shot. But if you want to jump just straight to the hunt, I'll bookmark those. So, on that note, please hit like, hit subscribe. The best you can do is just leave a comment. That engages the channel. Waidmannsheil, and here's a glimpse into some hunting in Germany. So I'm at basically the hunting lodge. It's an old schoolhouse the Revier owner has, because they live about 3-hour drive up north. So they come and stay here for usually 5 days or so at a time, every few weeks to hunt. This is also where we build our high seats, our Kanzels. So we build the foundations here, the ladders here, and the actual Kanzels themselves. Really nicely made, very comfortable, very secure. Try to make everything really silent for the doors. And what we do is do it pretty easy. It's still a lot of work, but much easier this way, as we get the farmer with his tractor with a forklift. He drives these out there. We put them where we want them, and then he puts these right on top and we attach them. So I've seen it done much harder ways. This is much easier. Filling up on some corn, because I got to go fill the Kirrung, the baiting stations for the pigs, and go just check the revier, do a drive-through. If I see any fallen trees on the paths, I cut them out. Just basic revier work. If I had 4-wheel drive, that would make things easier, but I've just got a Toyota Aris. So I can't drive all the roads. I got to do a lot of walking. So, parked at the revier. Got to go up this road behind me. Way at the top of that hill, there's the first Kirrung and hunting stand. And there's, what, three or four more. I'll make pretty much a big circle. Go up this road along that tree line, way down there, and then back up this road here. Basically, when I do this, I take a bucket of corn. I like to take binoculars with me, especially this time of year. Buck season's open, so if I see any deer, I can get a better look for any potential deer to harvest. Deer are kind of the roe deer creatures of habit here. So if you see them in a spot, you see what time of day, chances are you're going to find them there again. Deer season actually opened the 1st of May. Today is, I think, around the 20th. I'm not sure. We wait a little longer. It's not warm enough for them to go into the rut yet, and gives them a chance to breed. Also bring gloves, because the Kirrungs are usually very muddy. Rubber boots. And right now, this stuff's growing really tall. It's been raining a lot. The ticks are horrible. So I'm going to drench myself in some Repel. And even with this, you still find them on you. It's really important to check yourself really well for ticks. I got bit a couple weeks ago. I was taking a bath and thought I had like a scab on the inside of my knee, and it was this little tiny tick. Happens all the time. Pull it out, and the next day that spot was really big rash. Did not look good. And it went away. Didn't think anything of it. A few days later, I was sick as hell. Got home. It was really warm out, hot day, and I was freezing, felt tired. I thought it was source allergies. I was coughing, sneezing, runny nose. By that night, I was just done. And the next day, I was in bed the whole day. Just felt miserable, aches and pains. Started taking antibiotics, went to the doctor. He just prescribed me more antibiotics, which I'm still taking for about 2 weeks. Seems to be better, but, oh, there's a deer running down the field right there. Right. Yeah, too late. Couldn't tell what it was, if it was a buck or a geese. Female. Oh, there he is. See if I can see him. Not the best binoculars. Hold on, I'm going to pause this so I can get a better look. As soon as I got my binoculars up with 2 hands, it looked better. He went behind those bushes, but yeah, they're out here. Usually on the top of this hill where I'm going to, I'll see them pretty often. So I'm gonna spray myself down with this stuff. It's funny, I was sick, starting to recover. The last time I was out here, found another little tick, the smallest one I've ever seen, like pinhead size on my arm. So they suck, and they will get you sick. So that's how I got on this Revier, is I offered to work on it. Started working on it, and then they started asking me to hunt. I don't pay anything. I get to hunt pretty often. It's literally, my house is just a few minutes that way. That village straight ahead. Some nice tracks. That's pretty good size. That's a big one. So we're at our first Kanzel. The wind's not going to be too terrible on the mic. I haven't shot anything here yet. Last time I hunted here, I did have the pigs come out. They were way out in this field at night, too far to shoot. And by the time they got closer, they must have smelled me or heard me, and they just booked it straight into these woods. There is a shooting lane straight into there, but they were running way too fast. Sounds like a hurricane going through the woods. They're here often though. So here's the Kirrung down here. Can't see because the grass is so high. If it's been hit, it looks like it. And you see, here's the game trail, and here's the game trail where they all come out of. This little patch of woods. There, it's full of them. Spot for deer. But yeah, pigs are here. Normally there's a feeding drum here on this wire, and it seems to be gone. Don't know if someone took it or the pigs ripped it and it went somewhere down here. It's always fun to have to look for that stuff. See, it's always muddy around these spots, but basically all I'm gonna do, get the water out of this thing. It's not nearly as bad as it normally is. And you see game tracks all over here from the pigs. Fill this with corn. Put the lid on and put a rock over it. And these are really, they're not really feeding stations or baiting stations. Legally, you can have so many of these within such distance from the Kanzels on your Revier. It's made to just keep the pigs still. They move around a lot. It's hard to get a good shot. So this keeps them busy for a few minutes, and you hear them when they knock this over. They're loud. And that'll keep them staying put for a while to get your shot. Even though no one's going to really be hunting in the next week, try to do this every few days just to keep them coming out here. So at our next spot, this one's closed. Should be fine. Normally if it's closed for a while, I'll open it and just make sure the corn's not moldy or wet. Change it out if I have to. So these two are also closed. Set up for this Kanzel here. Actually, this field, I have not hunted from here yet, and the stuff's not tall enough yet to make it impossible to hunt. Would be a great place. That far field, I see a lot of deer. I'm sure the pigs come out here at night, but for some reason these Kirrungs do not get hit very often. I think this is still full from last week, so out. Yep, still good. Corn isn't rotted, full of ants, but I ain't gonna mess with it. Actually, beautiful day. It's been raining a lot, not too hot, and supposedly no rain in the forecast today. So off to the last one in this area, and funny story to share once I get there from experience I had there a few weeks ago. So the last spot of this section of the Revier, this is what we call a Schlafkanzel. I've hunted here quite a bit. We got a deer out there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to glass it with binoculars, see if I can zoom in and see it right there. See if I can tell if it's a buck or not from here. I wish I had better binoculars. So I can't tell if it's a buck or a doe. It's too hard to see if it has antlers, and it's got his head down in the grass most of the time. I'm going to take another look. Other options, I got to see the spiegel, the butt basically, the pattern on it. That's easy to identify. I don't know if I'll be out of view if I climb up here. I think that tree might be in the way, so I'm going to glass it here. And if I can't tell, I'm going to try to climb up to the console and get a better view without spooking it off. So hard to see, but I mean, if I zoom in, it's even really hard to see. But that's a doe. Oh, there it goes. Heard me probably. But straight ahead down here between those 3 trees. See that rock? That's another Kirrung. Normally I can just check it from here with binoculars, but the field's so high, I can't tell if it's close or not. Kind of get a look at the landscape and we zoom back out. So, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, I was here one night with my girlfriend, and there's no, every once in a while I'll check these two to make sure we don't have any wasp nests, because it does happen and that sucks. Seems okay. So I was in here, just taking a nap. My girlfriend was sitting here with the thermal, scanning, and it wakes me up. There's pigs, there's pigs. Right at the Kirrung there, where those 2 trees and the opening is, there was 2 big wild boar and 3 or 4 small ones, uber lifer next to it, all in a row. So I took a shot at the smaller one to the farthest left, and it looked like I nailed it. It went feet up, kicking in the air and squealing. About 5 seconds, then got up and just booked down that hill, which is my biggest fear of hunting pigs here, this spot. I swore I nailed it. You see there's that little field past there. I'll go down there to show you. And once we got past the tree line, there's a small field, and then it goes down through thick-ass bush. And there's actually a stream down there, and it's all downhill. Search at night, and it gets too dangerous going into the woods like that at night. I've always worried about here, because it doesn't look like it from here, but this hill is pretty steep. To drag something up that all the way to here, my car can't get here. It's still a lot of dragging, and if it goes further down, that is hell. All right, so this one's closed, but basically, there was a line of pigs from here to here, all facing me. The one on the very far left turned sideways. I took my shot. What I thought was the perfect shot. Like I said, it went belly up, flopping its legs, squealing. Shot from up there. Did that for 5 seconds and ran straight this way, and they all went down there and passed through this field. It gets steeper and really thick, full of thorns and the nastiest stuff to go through. We actually found where my projectile hit in the tree. I think it's here. No. Weird, we could see it at night, now I can't see it in the middle of the day. Maybe it was over here. Could have been, maybe the moss grew over it. But everything made sense, lined up. You know, we can only search so much at night before it gets too dangerous, because we found halfway down this field a little tiny bit of blood, and it was so little it didn't make sense. And we went into those bushes, and that's where it starts getting dangerous. So I had to come back, hire a bloodhound the next day. He ended up searching, I don't know, we searched for about 3 hours. At one point, I was way down here looking all over. At one point, he was at this forest up here while going through there. Came all the way back. What was weird is just a little bit further this way, I think down in here, he found that small deer I saw. And it had a broken leg. And he shot it. Which, at that time, deer are out of season. And he's like, you didn't shoot a pig, you shot a deer. And I'm like, no friggin' way, I know it was a pig. I'm not going to take a shot at something I don't know. So it's kind of, for a few seconds, an awkward situation where you feel like you're getting blamed for something you didn't do. I don't know what the deal is with that one. I know I didn't shoot it. But yeah, long story short, we said I'd spend hours just searching for it. Didn't find anything. I have to think about it over and over, and unfortunately I had borrowed a new night vision. I wasn't sure how to use it that easily to hit record, didn't have time to mess with it. Wish I would have recorded it. But what I think happened was, to the right of them, there were 2 really big bacas, the sows. I think when they ran, they trampled it. That's why I was knocked over screaming for a few seconds. The next weekend, I went into work and zeroed in my rifle. Just wanted to check, because I hadn't dropped it or bumped it. And I zeroed it pretty frequently. And at 50 meters, it was shooting about a good 6 inches high. Which explains, because from a high up shot here, I'll shoot higher up on the shoulder. 1, I like to kind of shoulder check them so they don't run. And 2, because the exit wound is going to end up coming out lower. Judging by, I have a picture of it, the first shot, that's the highest one you'll see on the target. And where I aimed, that was just enough to shoot right over it. Lesson learned on that is zero your rifle frequently. Normally if I bump the scope, or if I if I would ever drop the rifle, of course I'm going to check that. But like I said, this was like just being driven a few minutes in the car and carried out to a stand a few times. That was quite the experience. The dog handler was awesome. Came at last minute notice right in the morning, and he only charged me €20, and he worked his butt off for about 3 hours. So of course he wouldn't even accept a tip. I still gave him one. Sometimes they can cost up to €80. Anything over 100 is way too high, but that's one of the requirements when you hunt in Germany. If you shoot something and you wound it, or you're not sure, you got to find it. After, zeroing in my rifle, it made sense that I missed it. It just threw me off to see it hitting the ground and squealing. Only thing I can think is, like I said, one of the bigger pigs probably trampled it. There's a field a farmer's going to be cutting soon. So we do what's called Kitzretten Fawn rescue. Because they will lay down in those tall fields, the farmer won't see them, and just go right over them with the tractor and make them into goulash. So basically for that, we walk through the field kind of in a zigzag and mark any spots we saw where they were laying down, or if we see one, so it can be moved before the farmer goes and cuts it up into little tiny pieces. There is a large part of hunting here that it walks hand in hand with preservation. It makes me laugh with these PETA folk that bitch and complain, but I don't see them out doing that kind of work. And if it was up to them, we already are overpopulated with wild boar, so all their vegan meals that are grown out here would be a lot more expensive if someone wasn't controlling the wild boar population. Beautiful day out, so I'm back from my round. I'm gonna drive over. It's way over on the other side of that far field. Go take a look where I shot my last pig last week. I left my brass in the Kanzel too from that shot, and I like to save those. I usually incorporate them into the trophies I make. So I'll go recover that and show you. That was kind of a fun story too. So there's the last spot where I shot my last pig last week at night, about 12:45 at night. This is a pea field recently planted, and pigs were tearing it up, so we have this mobile Kanzel on wheels. Alright, so in the Kanzel here, it's funny, I can't find my damn brass. Maybe it flew out the window. I'll look around on the ground. I just kind of like to keep those for, usually make something with them for sentimental sake. But okay, it's hard to see, but right about here where my finger is, I'll walk down there and show you too. There's a branch sticking out of the ground. So when you shoot something and it doesn't lay down right away, you want to mark that spot where you think you shot it. And you see I'm on a field, there's no branches. I had to walk way over by my car, cut off a branch, come back and stick it there. When I was out here, they were over by this far edge of the canola field here, Raps field. On the thermal, they look so small, I thought they were rabbits because there's tons of rabbits out here. And they were kind of just sitting still, just two of them. Looked at them for a while and thought, okay, rabbits. Looked again, they're still there, just moved a little bit. Okay, rabbits. Sitting here in the dark, and then I could hear digging in the ground. I'm like, that's not rabbits. Pull up the night vision, and they're coming a little bit closer, about there, and two Uberläufer pigs. They were slowly just coming towards me until they got so close that I'll show you the video. I was able to take my choice and get a good shot. So I shot it right there where my finger is, where that branch is. It's not really showing up here. Felt like the perfect shot. And to my surprise, the thing, it didn't jump, it didn't squeal, it just ran. And then I heard them tearing through that field. And I sat here for a good 15 minutes, questioning my life decisions, cursing my rifle, getting really pissed off, thinking I missed. The other guy, he was way over, way over on the other side of the hill here hunting. and he heard my shot. He said it woke him up. It was loud out here the way it echoed through the valley. And of course, writes, did you shoot? I'm like, yeah, but I missed. And I had night vision. This time I recorded it. I had to figure out how to pull up the video and watch it on the actual night vision in the dark. It took me a while. And I'm watching, and I'm like, it just ran, so I must have missed. And he's like, well, are you sure? I'm like, I'm pretty sure. And he said, okay, go mark the spot. We'll come in the morning with the dog. When I went to go mark the spot, I found blood. And just directly straight from here all the way to the field, the canola field, there was a straight, direct blood trail. And as it got into the field, it got more and more, and I could see some pink blood, so I could tell I hit a lung. It was a good shot. And after we gutted it, I mean, the heart was gone. It was jello, so it was a perfect shot. That thing still ran. I don't know. From there to the field, that's probably a good 75 meters, and then another maybe 20 meters into the field. I'm going to walk down there and show you. It's just amazing how you can get a perfect shot. These things will still friggin' run. So walk down there. I'm going to see if I can find my brass. Maybe I'll look from up here. I don't know. Maybe someone came up and got it already, but I was hoping to recover that. Okay, found it. 308. Let me see here. It was about 22 meters where I hit it. This is where I found the first sign of blood. So it's somewhere right around here where I hit it. And I mean, on the night vision, it's hard to tell the distance, but it looked like it was really close. Shot here. It kind of ran like from here just straight on. I'm going to be able to see, hopefully, still where it went into the grass. I did mark it there as well, but we pulled that out when we recovered it. But it ran. I'm going to measure this too. That's what I said. It's like 22 meters. I'm just doing the big footstep thing. It was about 45 meters. It came somewhere here. I think I can sort of see the trail here. And it went maybe another 15 meters into here, which at night feels like 50 meters. Trying to see exactly where it went, but it's hard to tell. That was last week. I tracked it all the way to here, and a couple days before the other Revier, they said they saw a female with 3 new babies, so that's really dangerous. There's another one with it. I don't know if it was wounded. With a rifle, it's not going to do you much good climbing through this stuff. It's already like about waist high or chest high, even taller in the back. And rifle isn't going to do you much good. If it charges in at you in here, you're SOL. So the other guy came. He has a Bavarian bloodhound. I think if I remember right, he said he tracked it straight. It kind of did like a turn, like a circle here, and came back 15, 20 meters into here. He was in front of me because he had the dog. I'm behind him with the rifle. It's not going to be able to do anything at night. I was pissed. I thought I missed it. We saw the blood trail. I was like, great, I wounded it. We're going to have to be tracking it forever. It was a warm night, so if it sat out overnight, it could be kind of questionable to eat that meat. He got up to a spot, and he's like, oh, come here. Like, something's wrong. Just going, oh, whatever. Come up, turns around, and shakes my hand, Waidmannsheil. There it is laying. So we were able to drag it out of there. Dragging it through this stuff is not fun at night. And just direct to the road here. There's a spot where we were able to pull it over the ravine. the ditch. Loaded it up. Like I said, I shot about 12:45. Took it back to the hut, to the house, and gutted it. Got home about 4 in the morning. That is pig hunting. So yeah, I like to incorporate these with the trophies. Just I love the view from here. I can almost see my house from here. There's my village. Okay, last spot I'm going to check for today, even though there's another one across the street, but this is right off the Bundesstrasse, the main road. So it's kind of weird up until midnight when you're hunting out here. There's not a ton, but quite a bit of traffic. They're usually driving too fast with their brights on. So it's kind of weird how it lights up the field here, and you're always kind of a little more cautious by a road when you want to take a shot. And of course, I'm not shooting towards the road. I don't even feel comfortable taking a shot where I can hear a car close by. I can drive up here, but it gets pretty damn muddy up here, and it's easier to just park down there. This is actually where I shot my first wild boar. I think that was in March. This is a nice little stand. Doesn't actually have windows, so in the wintertime it does get kind of cold, but pretty secure from the wind. You see down there's the street, the road. So we have a Kirrung here that gets hit quite a lot. I actually got the first one I shot on video. That was I borrowed a Pulsar front night vision, which excellent picture and sound. I'll play that video in a minute. Just warning, it's graphic. Animal getting shot and squealing. Had a few people watching. Why didn't you shoot it again? Because it's on the ground squealing for a while. It's dead. It's reflexes. Pigs are like, they don't know that they're dead. They just keep moving, no matter how perfect of a shot you get. And that was also a perfect shot. It was long. I hate doing this one. It's so much mud. But yeah, they were here. So I got to fill these up and then get home and package up some meat to sell. But I got that last one right about, they're all here. They came out from down here. I could see them at night, the shadows moving. I was just getting ready to actually say like 10 minutes and I'm packing up. It was around 1 in the morning again, 12:30 or so. There's one right over here and I got it. The rest were over here and they booked it straight into that opening there. They run fast. You'll see in the video. Oh yeah. Saulicht. Yes. See here real quick where I shot from. So it's about 50 meters. Which at night, I'm not taking the shot further than that. With your night vision attachment, you don't want to have your magnification up at all. I mean, very little, maybe to 2.5 or 3. Otherwise, you're not going to get a clear picture, and I'm not taking 100-meter shots at night. This one went directly down, made life way easier. First kill, that was first wild boar. That was just an amazing experience. And I can drive home from this spot before I can finish smoking a cigarette. It's like my backyard. It's awesome. This gets hit a lot. There's a lot of pigs out here, and we get badgers out here quite a bit too. But anyways, I gotta hurry up, so I'll shut up, get this done.